everyone. Today I am going to be talking about critical literacy and how I could use it in my first grade classroom. Critical literacy is an approach to literacy that encourages students to look beyond simply understanding what a text says. Students are encouraged to ask questions, think about different perspectives, considering whose voice are included or get left out of the text. Critical literacy helps students understand that text can communicate different viewpoints and that readers can think critically about what they read. A traditional literacy lesson might involve reading a story like The Three Little Pigs. The teacher might read the story aloud, ask students to identify the characters, the setting, and the plot, the beginning, middle, end. Students will answer questions about what happened in the story and complete a worksheet. I actually do this with the curriculum we use. We're reading Fables right now, and we have a story map every day we fill out over the story we're reading. It includes the characters, the settings, the plot, and the lesson. While this teaches important comprehension skills, students are mostly focused on finding the right answer. So to add critical literacy, we could change the lesson by asking students to think about the story from the wolf's perspective. Instead of asking, like, what happened to the three little pigs, we could ask the question like, why do you think the wolf wanted to do that to the pigs? Do you think the wolf was treated fairly? And what might the story sound like if it was from the wolf's point of view? They could compare the pig's perspective with the wolf's perspective. They could draw a picture or write a few sentences about what they really think happened. Even though these are first graders, they are still beginning to learn that people have different opinions and experiences. And really just being kind of creative is one thing that I really want to do more of this year. In my classroom, it would look like asking questions, sharing opinions, listening to different perspectives, explaining your thinking. I would not always be looking for one correct answer. Instead, I would encourage students to use evidence from the text to explain why they think something. I think critical literacy is important because children are surrounded by information every day, and they need to learn how to question what they read. Think about different viewpoints, make their own decision. It can also be included in the curriculum without replacing the skills we are already teaching. We can still teach phonics, vocabulary, comprehension, writing, while giving students opportunity to think more deeply about the text we read. I really believe critical literacy can help students become not only better readers, but also better thinkers, and really just challenge them to not just think it's one way, and to just really just share what they believe, how they feel. Even in first grades, they ask so many questions, and they need to consider different perspectives and understanding that there can be more than one way to look at a story. So I strongly am going to try this year to really implement critical literacy in my lessons.